so get them early. You can get pumpkins like shaggy out there like right now, but it's like it's all money, innit?
So they did a little marketing thing.
It's everything's for money. Like the bonfire night fireworks is money. You know what I mean? And fireworks has gone up now. Like even like a little pack of sparklers now, boy. It's like it's big money.
Talking of that, I had an advert on the radio today this morning. I think it was Asda. It must have been Asda because they said no Asda Express, no Northern Ireland for some reason. But they had saying that sparklers are £1 a pack for the children and everything there. So apparently they're doing good deals. Who knows? They
do good deals, and like kids. Again, my son doesn't care for bonfire night now. Before, yes. Now he's just like, oh, whatever. I'd rather play football.
Was he ever scared?
Yeah. First, second year, he was proud.
When I was young, I hated it. I hated, they were called bangers, innit?
Yeah.
You used to just hear it and used to feel it through your chest. I didn't like all of that thing, man.
Yeah, but I was gonna say they de-restricted them. Like
instead of that Will thing, I don't know what it's called. Catherine Will, bad boy.
There are some other things, man. I've seen
some fireworks though. I've seen some fireworks.
I've seen some.
Wait,
wars.
what got banned? The bangers.
No, the Chinese bangers. Remember the Chinese bangers were made of different stuff.
Proper gunpowder.
They were different stuff. The Chinese bangers were like mini
kaboom,
mini sticks of dynamite. They were doing things.
Rains roundup. Are we done with that?
Look, I can go on to more, but
what is your fight about the roundup?
No, because he likes it.
Or why don't you just put a couple things in the roundup?
Why not the rest of the rains roundup? Because it's usually he's got everything usually.
Okay, he ain't got his phone in his hand, so we're gonna help him out.
If you got one,
Little Dirt.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
Care.
You don't care about that.
What's that?
No.
Okay, we'll come on to it in a bit.
I think more importantly would be Megan Thee Stallion lying about what's his name. What's it? Tory Lanez, is it? Yeah. So apparently he's been cleared or something like that. Or she did an interview saying that the whole thing about the sex that she said that he, I don't know if he forced her. I can't remember exactly, but she said that she lied on the interview. And remember, he's done a stretch. His career's kind of done. Well, let's see.
He was always proclaiming his innocence as well, isn't it?
He was. Well, there was a lot of people saying that. Well, I don't know.
Did he shoot her in the toe?
Apparently,
I think the gun came out, man. I don't think she denied that.
Apparently, he did.
I don't think she denied that. But I don't know.
This is Harlem Nights, bruv.
Oh yeah. But then that leads me on to that. I don't know when it happened, but there was this woman who put up that I think she started a thing where she was going to university campuses in Freshers Week, and she was just having sex with enough man. And then she did a thing where she had sex with 100 men in one day. What's you lot's thought?
I saw something, and it was a picture of her. An interview of her the next day, and her eyes are bloodshot.
Why? What happened?
A load of fetuses were all up in her eyes.
She was like, "Oh yeah,
all the fluids."
Not
trying to be politically correct.
Fetuses.
Think, Rain.
Fetuses are with.
I don't know what he said.
She was saying
the liquids, the juices,
all the stuff.
But did they? I'm gonna be very crude now, and this won't go.
The bust on her face.
Did they all? So they didn't all do what they're doing inside of her. They didn't bust inside of her. Or they did.
She had there was a video, and she had she goes, "Oh, here's the bag of condoms. Like, I'm a big bag with bare condoms in it."
All right.
So what I don't understand is, if everyone's got all these condoms, how did they manage to get to the point where all of a sudden they're all busting on her face
Because
and
you
then
take
their
it
hair?
off to do the whole.
She did that. She did all of that excitement.
Yeah, she let them bust in her face and in her hair and all the everything. One man bit her lip.
Why is he doing that for?
Don't ask me. He must have been uberly excited.
Some people obviously.
Tongo, how did it taste?
Don't ask me, man. Do not ever ask me, man.
So on that, right? There's this big. There's a thing about people can do what they want in their own sphere, and they're entitled to do what they want with their bodies. What's your thoughts on that act? She's on this girl. I don't know what her name is. She's done it for social media. Oh no, she's done it for whatever reason. What do you think the reason would be?
Do you know what the crazy thing is, right? And like it or hate it, actually, it's extremely clever, because the adult entertainment industry is worth billions of pounds.
Yeah.
It rallies, or it's probably bigger than Hollywood Do you know what I mean?
reckon?
Probably. Oh, 100%. If you think about it properly, it's huge. Now, if you can trend anything mainstream about adult entertainment, when it comes to adult entertainment, and she's walking around with a banner, you know, I did 100 men in a day or whatever else, blah, 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 blah. You know for sure that she'll get requests, she'll get traction. Do you know what I mean? Her name's going to be recognised.
But what about the from the moral standpoint?
I don't care about that.
I'm talking about us first, and then we'll go into what she thinks. So, what do we think about? Like, at the end of the day, she's created a niche for herself to do this on a platform where I'm assuming she's making money from it. I don't even know. I don't know the detail, but
I believe it's on OnlyFans.
It's on OnlyFans, so
believe
you
I
have to
don't know.
subscribe. So you got to subscribe to watch this thing.
To watch
Apparently.
no, I ain't seen it, but
But
don't actually know.
how she get 100 man? Just to advertise that,
she
and
advertised.
then
It's a simple advertisement to say if you want to bang her, advertisements out there. Put your name down. If you get the list, then
so what about the STDs and all that? STIs.
They've done
sorry.
tests and all that stuff.
Did you test?
In the video that she has, you can see like the pile of the paperwork
Yeah, she does
and all this stuff.
She's got it all certified and all that stuff.
So what we saying from a
You
moral
not pay enough attention to
Well,
this
I
thing,
don't
innit?
come. I'm asking.
There's
them.
only one little video, it was like 2.5 minutes or something.
And you watch all of it.
So
Twice.
Could have just skipped to the shopping, bro. No. Like, share, subscribe.
it was posted in MT, bro.
What's your thoughts from a moral standpoint of and hopefully I don't come across as being misogynistic or nothing like that, but a woman having sex with 100 men in one day. Now, is it great for her empowering herself and making her own money, or is it you are degrading what a female stands for, or degrading what sex should be?
I mean, I love the way you just worded that, and that's, you know, cut, frame, put it out there live for the TikTok. Brilliant. When we was off air, right, we was talking about this, and I'm just gonna be raw as it is.
You're the producer.
who ran out the room, but on the other one is there. I sat there and said to myself, personally, it's not, she done what she had to do in it. In her world, she's fine with it. Do you know what I mean? In her world, everything is fine. So when you're sitting there saying, did she degrade this? Did she do this? And other people have a stance point on her, all right? That's for you lot to have that stance point on her, including myself, all right, to have that stance point on her. But the funniest thing is, she's making her money from it. She's empowered herself because she's employed by herself and does what she wants to do when she wants to do it, and making the money from it what she wants to do, all right? Just because it's not something that I personally would agree with, or I personally like, or, do you know what I mean, or want to watch or not want to watch or whatever else not, it's like, who cares about me? Am I putting money in her pocket right now? No, so then she doesn't care about me, and she can get on with whatever she's doing. Do you know what I mean? It's entertainment for people that do like those type of stuff and want to watch it and get enjoyed and get enjoyment out of it. I don't see where I should be in a position to be victimizing her for it. I personally don't.
No, it's not. No, it's not victimizing. That's the wrong word. It's there is a, regardless of the society we live in, there is still a moral barometer of what is potentially acceptable in regards to sexual relationships and all of that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm asking you. Is in your view, forget about she's making money and whatnot, do you believe what she's done is right? Tongo.
Yes, it's up to her. If she wants to do that, she's freely right to do that if she wants to. It's not for me to judge to say it's right or wrong. What can I say about it? Why should I have a judgment on it? Why should I have an opinion on it? It's not important enough to me. I don't give a shit about it, to be fair. If that's what she wants to do, so be it.
You enjoyed
If she never advertised it and she done it anyway, who would know?
We're none the wiser.
So who cares?
Well, you say who knows. The point was to make people know so that she can make the money that she makes from it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
obviously.
I don't feel like, I mean, like what we were saying off air, you lot was trying to come on a point of like, oh yeah, she's got to be in a dark place or her mind's got to be in a certain place. And I'm like, well, no, in her world, she's fine.
But no,
Do you know what I mean?
no, but I think what the person was saying, producer, he was saying that after that she's doing what she's doing, and in the moment she's getting the money, she's getting the fame, but what she's done can never be erased. So it affects her for life. Now it affects her potential future relationships. it potentially affects her if she's gonna have children. You know what I mean? Like, that's always out there. And what he's saying is that after you've done the act, the dark place potentially comes because you're sat there. Like, for all we know, she could be in her bed now, and she might not be, but she could be in her bed now thinking, shit, I shouldn't have done that. Like, this is the lowest point of my life. I've slept with 100 men. I can't take it back out. It's out there. You know what I mean? Or on the other side, she could be like, great, let's bring on 1,000.
And that's what she's like.
That's what she's done.
Yeah, no, but then remember, people who, and I'm not saying that she is suffering from any kind of mental illness, but I'm just thinking about people who put on the mask. She could be putting on the mask to the people that to the public, and then she goes home, and it's a lonely place. You know what I mean?
Could be, but we will never know.
No, I don't think it is, because you don't. She's making what she's making from it, and she enjoys what she's doing, and she's very much willing to tell you that. All right, whether she's lying to us, which is a good point for this, whether she's lying to us is one thing, but I from what she said and what she's saying, all right, she's not lying to us, and she's telling us, look, at the end of the day, this is what I do. She's a part. People that are part of that industry, a lot of the people, not all, but a lot of the people are free with what they're doing. They're happy to do with what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? So we can't sit there and say, oh yeah, now she's going to regret it and say she shouldn't have done it. Then don't do it.
Well, she might do. Quite a few of them commit suicide, porn stars.
Not all of them, though.
No, not all of them, because there's so many people getting into the porn industry.
And I'm sure they enjoy it.
But there are people that commit suicide that are in porn.
People that commit suicide that have a normal 9 to 5.
Yeah, but then that's the stresses of the 9 to 5. I'm not making the money, or people are not respecting me. I don't feel like I fit in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't think necessarily that the porn industry correlates to the killing yourself industry, like the suicide industry. It doesn't. Industry.
No, I get what you mean. Let's not pick up on that. I get what you mean.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's like I don't see where they correlate together, because at the end of the day, people commit suicide for different reasons. And I'm not saying that your point in why people get into the porn industry or the sex industry because of I was troubled as a child and this happened to me as a
Not
child.
all the time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all the time. It correlates together. Sometimes you might be right. That might be why they're a bit free up and they're allowed to do, or they feel like they can do whatever they're doing. But sometimes it's not that. And sometimes it's to do with, I just enjoy it. I want to be free. This is something I can make money from. It's something I enjoy doing. It's something, do you know what I mean? Like, another thing that you said, or we were starting the conversation on, was, is it okay? Why do we feel it's okay? It's not okay for a woman to do, all right? But is it okay for a man to do? So if a man said, well, I slept with 101 women in 24 hours, are we saying anything? Do we even care?
I think it's the same thing.
Or do you think it's wrong? You think it's
Well, yeah, 100 women in one day.
Is he not getting a nap?
He might do. He might do from some people, and those people might not be the ones that are having sex. You know what I mean? 100 women in one day. Like, it is the stuff of legend, isn't it? Like, you think, yeah, it's great.
But you just said he's a legend.
But no, it's the stuff of legend. Is that right? 100 women in one day.
I don't think it's right. But
all right,
in the sense of that,
that's trying to get moral branding.
It doesn't. Again, who cares?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm normally like you, Tongo. It's just for the purpose.
Would
of
you
the
rate
debate.
it? As a dude,
rate it?
Yeah. If I walked in there and I said 101 women one day, I did it, bang bang, I'm the man. Like, you found out, whatever. What are you saying? Are you sitting there going, you're
I'd have
nasty?
questions. I can't lie.
Huh?
I'd have questions.
But would you be saying I'm nasty, or would you be sitting there saying, you're the man? Honest,
I'd
open
have
question.
questions.
I couldn't say you're the man because I know the situations are different. A woman wouldn't, I don't believe, have to pay men, to have sex with 100 men to have sex with her. I believe if you had to have sex with 100 women in one day, you'd have to pay them.
Right. No game, right? This guy
No. It's not.
No props.
You can't apply game to 100 women. 5, maybe, not 100.
Yeah, but I put the petition out the same way she did it.
You reckon there's a man out there that can do that?
Yeah, there is.
There'll be a man there'll be 100 willing participants.
Yeah, men can
to be
do it.
filmed.
There's certain men that could do it.
You reckon?
Certain men that could do it. There are men that out there can do it.
Name
They
one.
can. Without sounding gay, I ain't gonna go and do that.
But you're talking about, okay, you're thinking celebrity. And,
I'm about to do it, but I was like, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, you can.
I'm not sure.
You can. There are men out there.
Since you're so quiet.
This topic shit.
It's not a topic.
It's not a topic.
Anyway, Right, so what I'm going to move on to is next week is the presidential election. Just as a well, we'll come back to it when we come back in 2 weeks' time. Who wins? Harris or Trump?
Trump wins.
Probably Trump.
You reckon Trump?
Trump's gonna win.
Harris.
I reckon Harris as well.
Probably Trump, but I want Harris to win.
Trump. Well, we'll come back to it. I'm going to put it up on the TikTok so everybody else says. I reckon Harris. Do you know why? I'm actually not going to say it, but I'm next week.
Come on, you can't
No,
say that.
it's a
You know what I mean?
cliffhanger.
What's this EastEnders banger?
It's a cliffhanger. It's a cliffhanger. When we come back, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to show you why I said it.
No,
because he come back and said it never happened.
You can say, I knew it.
No, I'm gonna.
No, on that.
It doesn't work like that. No, I'm gonna show. I'm gonna show you what I based it on. I'm gonna show you what I based it on. No, I'm not. Anyway, over to the
Same way
host.
like when it was the boxing, they had to predict the round, the this, the other. Because otherwise, I knew he was gonna say that. I knew that was gonna happen.
No,
bruv, we can't do that.
There's only 2 people in the team. I've told you, Camilla Harris is gonna win. What more do you want?
So when she doesn't win, you're gonna tell.
Then I'm wrong, and then I'll tell you what I based it on.
And if she wins, then what?
Then I'm gonna say I based
am I
it
gonna
on
say?
whatever I based it on.
If she wins, I knew it. Nah, bruv.
It's like you're not listening. It's like you're not listening. Anyway, host with the most.
Also the most. All right, so this week's podcast is going to be on, I wanted to call it Liar Liar, partly because it's based on trust issues. These trust issues happen within every single thing that we base our lives around. We've even mentioned a few in the Range Roundup. But first I'll start it off by saying, my name is Buddy, aka The Truth, and to the left of me we have...
Citrus.
To the left of him we have...
Rain, yay.
And to the left of him we have...
Tongo bomber clout, you don't know.
Wow, this thing is just a
I don't know,
mess.
man just swore for no reason.
Bruv, I'm lost. But anyway, like I said, trust issues. So, I mean, recently we've had so many different things that's happened in the world. One of them was mentioned earlier on when we was mentioning Little Dirk, and I said to myself, oh, that would come onto that and the issues of that. And one of them even down to the government. There was a... Sorry?
The budget.
The budget, yes. The budget yesterday. And they did the budget, and then Sunak came out with something, which I kind of thought was kind of interesting, when he turned and said how much Labour lied during the election. And I'm not going to base this whole podcast over the election, and I don't want it to be based around politics all the way through it. But it was just very interesting. It's kind of where my mind started to go, and there's a few reasons. One of them even Citrus knows about, because we're going through it ourselves when we're in workplaces. But it's just about trust issues and how people make you trust them saying one thing and then do the complete opposite. One of them being the government. So we'll start off with politics so we can get through that one real quick and get onto the juicy points. But with the politics side of things, Labour made a load of promises that made everybody vote for them during the election. Now, I'm not the biggest politician guy in the room, 100% not. And to be fair, 2 of the other people that probably follow it more are not in the room today. But there were certain promises that was made. Do you know the promises? I'll point it out to Rain, because Rain's one of the guys that was watching.
I don't know, because if you're basing it on manifesto, what they said in their manifesto, there were promises in there, but you can't hold a new government to account when they've only been in for 114 days and say that those things need to change, considering that the last government has been in for 14 years, and then before that they were in power for 17 or 15 years. So I don't know what the promises were. If it's the winter fuel allowance, I don't know if that was a promise. They've taken it away. All right. Well, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't actually know. Like the budget, as it came out, there was a lot of things in there. Like the farmers they're up in arms, because the farmers now can't give their property to their children without paying inheritance tax. Now I'm like, okay, I now can't give my house to my son without paying inheritance tax. So why should you not? Why should you be exempt from it? So I think of things like that. The budget was a budget for growth of the UK economy and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know the finite detail. I know some cleft notes of it, but I don't know the full detail.
And I'm the same. I went through a few of them. However, like I said, not to base the whole thing on the politics and the ins and outs of it, because it's not necessarily our strongest point or my strongest point. I'll be very honest about it. However, what I would say is basing it on If I've been, you've said to me to vote for you. You lot voted for me to do the podcast today. You said to me, oh yeah, you're the vote. I want you to do it.
Yeah.
I've said to you, I'm going to do it on one thing. You've trusted me to do it on one thing. I then switch it and say, now it's going to be about Liverpool Football Club and how great we are. All right. And you're sitting there saying, this isn't what was promised in the beginning and what you was going to base it off of. So it's like throwing us one thing and then showing us another. Do you now feel confident in your voting system and voting for any government that's going to tell you one thing and then tell you another? Does it just change your views?
But what do you think?
Yeah.
I was just thinking, but at the same time, don't you have to give them their term first? Because they might have to get it done right now, because as Rain said, it's only been 114 days. But during the other 2 or 3 years they may roll that out and follow through with what they've said.
I mean, I understand that, but I mean, I'm not saying anything they've said so far or done so far is good or bad. But what I'm trying to say to is they said they weren't going to do some things. For example, they said they wasn't going to raise any taxes. They weren't going to raise national insurances. They weren't going to raise, what was the other one? Oop, if I get it up here.
But did they?
Put it this way, if I, as a government, said to you, I'm not going to raise national insurance, who would you think they're talking about, referring to? You think about employees, right?
No, if you're saying you're not going to raise national insurance, you're just not going to relate.
You would not think about the businesses.
I run a business.
But you still wouldn't think about raising national insurance.
So it still affects
That's not
me.
the thought that you're going to think about. So, it's one of those.
The taxes that they've increased by, so they've increased the taxes by what over their. I'm assuming they've done it over 4 years and not 8 years. So over their time, they've increased it by about 22 million or 22 point something billion. But the majority of the taxes are taxes for the increase in national insurance for employees. Employers, sorry, that employers have to pay out or something. So it's not for the lowest person in society.
I mean, when it came out, it's come out, or the argument the Conservatives are trying to say is that you're going to increase stuff on the working class people. So you've said you wasn't going to increase stuff on the working class people, but you are now increasing stuff, or the taxes on the working class people. That's the argument that they're trying to put across. I mean, my only argument is that you said one thing, you're doing another. Whether or not it's true or not, you've hoodwinked me, because you've said one thing and it might help me in the end. I'm not saying that you're wrong or right in what you're going to do, but you lied to me. So now does that build trust in the future? Do I now turn and say, I'm voting for Labour next time? Why? Because they've turned and said that they're going to help all MT members get to the top of the MT ladder. Like, this is what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. They've told us that and they're like, oh, well, we're not doing that now. Now I voted for you. It's too late.
Yeah, but then if you understand politics and understand the kind of methodology or the reasoning behind things, and I believe this is true, don't quote me, you have to increase to get rid of the black holes that they say that they have. So they say that the Tories have left a £22 billion black hole where there's just been money lost. And we know the money being lost. Rishi Sunak, when he was doing PPE stuff and awarding contracts, and when they did HS2, money just disappeared. Now, what the Tories have said is that, that's a lie. But then what Rachel Reeves said, who's the Chancellor, first female Chancellor in British history, she said, I'm going to publish where the money's gone. Now, if she can do that, then that whole thing there is just a madness. It doesn't even make sense.
Okay. I mean, I was going to say the quote that actually Starmer said, and I will say.
So what did he say?
He actually says, let me be absolutely clear. All of our plans are fully costed, fully funded. We will not raise taxes on working people. That means no tax rises for income tax, for national insurance, for VAT. There's nothing in our manifesto that requires us to raise taxes.
But they haven't raised taxes like that. They haven't raised any of those things.
No, yeah, they haven't.
They've raised. Well, no, this is according to what's been said. Yeah, about to say.
They raised. So if you earn over 100,000, between 100 and 130,000, you're on 60% tax.
Right.
Income tax.
Right.
Which has been raised.
Oh, right. And that's where the definition came in of what is a working person.
Yeah.
Because they've said that they believe in working people are people that earn a lot less than that. So if you earn 100,000, working people.
They've changed the definition.
That's what it was. Yeah. Okay, fine. But I don't know. I don't earn that money.
Shut up, Rain.
100 and whatever thousand. Like, tax them, man,
Hey,
yes.
lying.
They can
Lying,
afford
bro.
it.
Don't worry,
And-
exposing
and
you
you
out
know,
here.
you know what will happen? The people that are earning that 120,000, next year, they'll get pay rises to accommodate that. Everyone will get a pay rise from their business if they want to keep the talent. That's what happens.
Fair enough. But like I said, if we go into the workplace actually, which is a nice, smooth way to do it, do you trust your workplace and how they pay you, for example? If you had pay issues at the workplace at any point?
So I'm fortunate, so I'm going to leave this one to you lot. I've never had a touch wood, a pay issue at my workplace.
You best suck the wood or something, man. Pause.
That's a massive lie for that. Pause. That's not even a
Pause.
lie. But I've never had any issues. But I know there are situations, and I know some employers are shaggy.
Cool. No, but all right, if you're saying that, I'll move from that way. I'll let Citrus answer. Had any pay issues at work?
No,
You've never had any pay issues?
not from my employer. I think it's more promise to pay, which is where my issues have come from. So things like when I was employed and my payday was the 13th of the month,
That's it.
I was getting my money on the 13th. I didn't get messages saying, the 30th next week. Yeah, we may not be able to do that. Never got that. But, and to be fair, I've only been employed by reputable companies. What you're alluding to, I presume, is since starting my own business, clients, agencies, providers, it's a whole new kettle of fish where someone will say, oh, can you do a job today? Do the job today. And then they'll be like, yeah, we'll pay you at the end. At the end, they'll be like, yeah, can you send an invoice? Here's the invoice. There's going to be 30 days to pay out on the invoice. Well, if I knew that, I would have given you 30 days prior to starting the job. So the day I would have done the job, the next day we would have got paid. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, currently myself and Buddy are fighting a huge company on trying to get money for work which they promised that they would pay. They gave us a period of time they would pay. They haven't paid. And now it's affecting every other aspect of our business.
So the work's been done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people you've done the work for have paid someone, and then that comes to
Like
the
a
middleman.
middle holding guy.
right, okay, and they're not paying the money.
Releasing the funds accordingly in the time frame that was agreed.
Right,
That's a mazza.
but isn't it? I think we spoke about this briefly, but isn't that simply a breach of their terms and conditions?
Who's governing them?
The financial ombudsman.
And then who deals with us?
You write to the ombudsman, and then he contacts them and says you got to pay.
Or she.
Sorry. Yes.
And they're gonna now tell them what to do. That we
Yeah, but
changed our terms and conditions.
No, it doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that.
Who told you
Because
that?
Who told me that?
So the industries are regulated.
Yes,
And
exactly.
it's to find out who the regulator is.
Yeah,
That's true.
If it is the financial ombudsman. It may not be.
It might not be, but I'm assuming. I'm just saying.
Because I mean, within their own terms and conditions, funny enough, and I'm not going to blare out names, but they've changed their own terms and conditions within there. They changed it several times. After they've changed it, they've not terms and conditions now can't be found. I can't now. Whereas most companies, you can just go onto their website, find their terms and conditions, or you can go in within their app, find their terms and conditions. I now no longer can find their terms and conditions for the company and all the rest of it. You can't find them. So now it's like, oh, who are you regulated by? Why have you changed your terms and conditions? Where are your terms and conditions? Because whatever their terms and conditions is now, they can turn and say, well, we said we weren't going to pay you for 70 days. In fact, we said we weren't even going to pay you for a year. Like, you get the money a year later. Where is the proof that we've said anything other than that? Do you know what I mean? We don't have that proof.
So when does it get to a point where you
draw
go
the line
and go old school and go up there or go somewhere?
Go where?
I don't know. Wherever the company's registered.
What do you mean? Now they. Well, I know they said they've stopped this. They can have a PO box and just.
But
Do they have a PO box?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Have you checked on company's house to see where they're registered?
Checked all of those things already.
You checked
And
those
do they have
already?
a-
Yeah, they've got a place in WC1 and EC2, I think it was, and I don't think they're both there. We actually phoned people within that used to work there, and they've closed those offices down.
Right.
So it's now like, okay, so now what? Like, we know who the person is, the name of the owner. We know some of the problems that they've gone through.
That does not know business. So what? Can you put his or her name into Google and see his face?
Oh yeah, done that.
Raw.
Yep, done that, and seen all the slander that's going on about him and some of the things he's done. But again, what do you do? I mean, it's weird because if they decided to pay us the money that they owed us, would I then go, and this is where trust issues come back into it, would I now go back to work tomorrow and say, oh, I'll work for you tomorrow, I've got X amount of money job that's there. And whereas they've broken the trust, now this is probably, this is a 10-year relationship that we've had with them. And within the 10-year relationship, the only way I can say it to the only person that probably understand, it felt like when this thing that we've discovered recently came up, it felt like breaking up with our girlfriend. I've literally felt to myself, I just broke up with my woman because we've been working for 10 years. This is the setup that we've had. It's been working perfectly. You've been my income for however long. I'm comfortable. And now all of a sudden, you've cheated on me. and you're not giving me the stuff no more. So you're giving it to someone else. So now all of a sudden I'm like, we're done. Now if you turn and say to me, here's the money. Here's the stuff. Here's the good stuff. Here you go. Do I now turn and say, you know what? Just go back. It was good back there. Or do we now turn and say,
That's a bit like an abusive relationship, though, isn't it?
100%.
So what would you do?
What would I do? And I got abusive relationships down on this list, you know.
Right.
But I don't know, because when it was good, it was good. And that's the truth.
So you
of
just
it.
go back.
And, now,
knowing that at any point these
Same
men could
thing
do
could
that.
happen.
Well, these men or women could do that same shaggery again.
and knowing that is what's put the trust issue in my head, my personal head, to turn and say to myself, I wouldn't go back. But there is a side of me, like I mean, I'm not going to say exact figures, but I saw a job today, and I was like, rah, I could just take that. That'd be nice. And I said, it's through them.
Yeah.
Which means I'm not going to get paid for it. So it's nice seeing the numbers, but I'm not going to get the money. How are they still operating? I mean,
operating jobs.
I mean,
promoting
tell
jobs,
the camera, bro. Talk
pushing
to the
jobs.
camera, bro.
Like, how?
Because that's something we would want to know, and I don't think is exactly legal. I don't believe what he's doing, but it's what they're doing. They're still trying to operate, and they're, in all fairness to what they're trying to do, which is why I think they're drip feeding certain money out, is they're saying that they are paying. It's taking a longer time, but they're still paying, so they can operate.
So like when they got a gambling addiction and they're chasing their debt, boy,
But to be fair, they've probably gambled our money in the sense of they've
invested it or
held the money to use it to prove other assets.
reinvested or
innit?
whatever. Yeah.
So that's exactly what they've probably done in the first place. But anyway, we're not going to go into too much of our own personal businesses and stuff like that. But if you look at things like favoritism in the workplace, does that happen?
Yes.
So
no, I'll ask you lot the question. You lot employ people. Have you got your favourite workers?
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
right, you said that confident.
no, but it's true. No, but it's
But you will
everybody is
Why would
equal.
why would you not have a favourite?
yeah. But
would.
you've got people that you know. If you say, right, Simon, I need you to do X, Y, Z by 4 o'clock. You know that you don't have to even check back in with Simon because you know it's done. But if you say it to Paul, you've got to call him every hour.
So, are you the favourite in your workplace?
I'm not the only person that does my job, so I have to be.
That means you're the worst at it.
No, I'm the only person that does the job.
Which also means you're the worst at it.
No, not in my sense because I deal with legal.
If he's the only one that does it,
Yeah.
then you might be the best, but
and
you're
the worst.
also the worst.
Oh, okay. Semantics.
So you're the worst.
Semantics again. All right. No, I'm the best. I'm the best.
No, I'm the West.
I'm the best of the best, and they can't get no one else. Touch wood. That can be better than me. But no, I get your point because
Yeah.
I'm the only person that's there. Yeah. But you know what it is. In somebody's eye, you are not the best at your job. Like,
Of course.
you two doing what you do. There's someone that will say, "I will never work with them and again." But
Not
there's-
them, man. But
You have to listen to this, dick.
But there are people that will say, look, these men are the best people to do this, and
not these, man. Citrus.
and I will always do it. But of course, there's favourites. Like, everyone's got favourites.
But then, do you give them preferential treatment within your workplace? So if you're having people that you're working for, like Citrus's son said, he's got people that work underneath him. So out of the people that work underneath him, is he now giving them preferential treatment, aka with money, with jobs, with anything?
He should.
He should.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they should be rewarded for their good work and hard work.
It's a system. If you work amongst a system, and especially if you're employed by someone, it's a hierarchy. And in the hierarchy, he's the manager. You lot are the staff. We should all be treated equally, unless there's a
True.
higher position.
But, okay, arguably, you may or may not have to promote somebody, right? If you have to promote somebody, who are you going to promote?
Why do I have to promote the hierarchy?
I said arguably.
Once again, hierarchy, manager, staff. There's
Yeah.
no need for a middle people.
You might
Manager,
decide-
staff. I don't
You
need
might
anything
decide
else.
that you need the assistant manager. As things progress, you might decide you need the assistant manager or supervisor or
What do they
whatever.
do? What do they
or
do?
Or a team leader or anything.
What do they do extra that warrants them getting more money?
Whatever they've been doing extra all this time that they weren't getting paid for.
So
Like,
you,
that's why they're your
so you
favourite.
feel because you've got a star pupil, he should be paid more, or you feel it's a star pupil that you feel that person should be paid more because I like them more.
Yeah.
If you were the star people and you was doing more than the rest of your colleagues that were lazing around doing jack shit and you was doing everything or what they're doing plus more, would you not want to be paid more?
No, unless if it's a hierarchy, like
Would you not want to be paid more?
if you let me speak, I mean, can I speak? Can I answer or not answer?
Go on.
Thank you. All right. If there is a hierarchy and the next position up is assistant manager, and that's what I'm working towards, then yes, I would expect myself to work towards it to say, I'm doing this, that, and the other to get promoted up to assistant manager, so now I should be paid more. If you're going to turn and say to me, there is manager and then there is staff,
Well, they just flipping.
cameras over there, you can break that if
Smash
you
the
want.
camera.
I thought it was Hulk in there.
If you're going to turn and say to me, there's manager and then staff, and you're going to turn and say, because I get on with Citrus, my brethren, so I should get preferential
No, but it's
treatment.
not.
That's wrong.
You didn't say bedroom initially. You saying
Or
like,
my friend that I like, I get on with him, innit?
bro,
I'm
no,
saying
you
my
said
brethren.
star. You said star
Yeah.
person.
people, yeah.
So if he's the star person, it's because he does the job better. It's like this. It's a maybe a loose argument, but it's who gets paid more, Mo Salah or Diaz.
Diaz.
He gets paid
Diaz.
more. Well, whoever. I'm semantics. Who gets paid more? Salah, because he's the star.
At the moment, he does, yeah. But that's a different. Again, it's a different. You're talking about different systems, and I'm talking about a system where you have manager and then staff.
No, but why is it different?
Because it's a different. They all get paid different wages.
But why
from
is it
the
different?
goalkeeper?
But why?
who's-
No, but those two people. Why is it different?
Because of the system you're talking about when you're talking about football, all right, it's down to positions where you play, what you're doing for the team, what you're bringing to the team. It's a totally different structure.
What Mo Salah brings to the team is goals, arguably, yeah, more than Diaz, right?
Right.
So that's why he's the star person. He gets paid more.
So what happens when Salah isn't the top scorer and Diaz is the top scorer?
Then Diaz can go and start commands. Rah, I'm scoring more than Salah. Can my money go up?
Doesn't.
So
Salah,
do you
Salah.
think that if you as a staff member do extra things, you shouldn't get paid bonuses?
Bonuses are different. We never said bonuses.
But the bonus is getting paid extra.
No, I never said
No,
bonuses.
he's right.
I said to you, this person's getting paid more. You put them from when you was talking, you were saying it was manager, then assistant manager. Like and then there was the staff. I said, why is there a promotion? It's a magic position that you've created because this person's doing well and they're my favorite person. They're doing well. There's favoritism inside of the workplace. My point is being, I don't believe that there should be, unless there's a structure for it and I'm working towards something, then we should all be treated equally. I.e., if I'm doing contracting work for yourself, so I'm one of your contractors, all right, and I believe to myself, if there's a system in place, then a system should be set that I should get an equal amount of work as Citrus because we're both under the same system where we're supposed to be. It's contractual work. He gets, I get.
So it's contractual. So you get the same amount of work. You're both doing the same thing. Citrus turns up on time all the time. Turns up on time all the time. You're always 5 minutes late. Does that mean your money should go down?
No, it should be I should be reprimanded for it, and I should be approached about it. But I don't believe I should be now. My money should go down. Why should my money go down?
But your money should go down, or not go down. But you shouldn't get those priority jobs because you have put the person you're working into you're damaging their brand. So you turning up late and him turning up on time, right? I'm not going to give you the thing. I'm going to give him it because I know he'll be on time. You're going to be late. You might do a good job when you're there, but you're late.
I mean, I'll be very fair. I mean, I'm talking from the other side, but it's like I will agree with that point to an extent. To say to yourself, you know what? I understand the position you're coming from. You don't want someone to damage your brand. However, it's also a case of I don't want no one to be certain and giving anybody preferential treatment. So there's a standard, isn't it? So let's go without somebody being late and damaging the brand. I'm doing my job. Do you know what I mean? So if I'm saying to myself, I'm doing the job that's asked of me, I'm painting this room exactly how you told me, I'm on time, I finish at the times it's supposed to, 9 till 5, I'm finished.
Yep.
All right? You like Citrus because when he does it with a smile on his face. He's coming in, he's the chirpy chappy, he's just fun to be around. I like him. He's fun to be around. You come in and you're just done my job now.
And
see
he
you
finishes
later.
at 3 o'clock and you finish at 5.
No, we both finished. The standard of work is exactly the same. But the funniest thing is I like him more because he's just a nice person. I get on with him. He's cool. So why should he now get more preferential treatment over me?
Because I like him. I don't understand your
But then that's not a good enough reason within a workplace.
It really is.
Well, legally, what you're saying is right, but you were talking about contractors, so that world is different because you can do whatever the hell you like. But in a place where, like, if you're working in Sainsbury's and you've got 2 people on the checkout and their scanned items per minute are both 50, one doesn't smile and one does smile, then potentially you can't do anything unless in your job description, which I think it is actually in Sainsbury's, you have to smile and greet. So therefore you can be taken to task and you could lose your job if you're not smiling. So it of course you can.
Is that in a
You say for example.
No, it's not for example. It's in the terms and it's in your contract. The company that I work for have golden rules. One of them is smile and greet. You don't do that 3 times, you've lost your job.
lies?
What do you mean lies? It's you are a customer facing environment. That's part of the service you put on. You have to be able to do those golden rules. I'm not saying you're going to lose your job instantly. There'll be a conversation. One of our things is that in regards to our company culture is that you smile and greet each customer. Can you do that? Yeah, of course I can. Right, you didn't do it on this occasion. Why haven't you done it? I didn't feel like doing it. All right, I'll see you in the disciplinary. And then I'll see you in the disciplinary.
I'm going to go into shops and now cause problems.
Well, it's up to you if you want to do that, but yeah.
I need to be smiling.
That's the working world, though. That's the working world, especially when you've got contracts and you're bound by terms and conditions and culture and all that kind of stuff.
So, also we're looking at systems and the powers that be. So do you trust all of them? So when F-Turner said to himself, you know what, they're paying you according to whatever, do you trust who they're giving the work to? Do you trust how you're being paid? Do you trust that they ain't saying to themselves, well, look, you know what, how this person's going to be promoted isn't based on, do you know what, I know Rain, his son, I know his dad, so it's fine, he can be promoted. I'm going to work with him.
You know what? I think there's a big thing happening now, and I can't remember her name. I'm going to find it before we move on from the subject. But so black women in the workplace are, in some instances, in consultancy, financial institutions, are not being paid the same as their white counterparts, even though that they are outscoring them in regards to their end of year reviews. So that ties in to what I'm not sure what your question was, but that's the example that I would give. And there's a lot of, I'm going to get the woman's name. She's written a book, and then she's been doing a tour of these corporate organizations saying, right, this is how difficult it is for us being black women. I'm not a black woman, but this is how difficult it is for us. Understand, when we come in with braids one day and we come in with straight hair another day, that's a challenge that I've got to deal with. When I'm sat down at the table and you lot are talking about, I think there was an example of going skiing. So the black woman was explaining, I don't want to go skiing. It's cold. When I go on holiday, I want to go to somewhere warm. But there's a cultural divide. And the cultural divide will stop her from getting the promotion or earning that extra money against her white counterparts. Now, there might be people that are going to be listening saying, that's nonsense. You are not experiencing what a black woman goes through in a corporate environment to be able to say that. And it's like when someone says, I'm digressing a lot, but when someone says, I can't. No, why can't I say the word nigger? A white person says that. It's like, well, like if someone said that, a white person said that to you, what would your response be?
I don't even know.
What would your response be?
Probably be aggressively shutting it down.
Yeah, that's true. What would your response be?
Yeah, I wouldn't like a white person saying it. I'm trying to die. As you're saying it, I'm trying to think to myself what would my response be. But I would definitely say, where you going with that?
What?
You know
So,
what I mean?
my response would be is, why would you want to say that word, knowing what the historical, where it came from, historically, what it meant? Why would you even want to say that? Why? Let's just say I said, "Raw, yeah, you, Mr. White Man, you can say that to me." Why would you say that to me, knowing what it meant? Because what should happen is that you're right. If anyone says that to you in an environment which is not in a workplace or a professional environment, it should be met with the utmost aggression to make sure that person doesn't say it again.
They argue that they don't know it. They know what it means.
No, that's ignorance. You can't use ignorance in regards to racism.
Yeah, I hear that in a corporate environment but in real life they may have experienced the word. They've never heard of it. They've just heard the word.
Never
before.
heard of it.
If
No, never heard of it. I mean, they've heard the word, but they've never been explained what it means or the context of it or the foundation of it or the background of it. They just heard the word.
Well, that as big people, I know there's 16-year-olds being taught about that word now, and my son who's 10 understands that word, so I can't even answer that question.
Okay, and what if they're home taught, so they ain't got that education that you're talking about?
Home taught, and they don't
Homeschooled, yeah.
And have they been living under a rock? Where do they live? In space?
Maybe.
I said maybe.
If you're being
Super
homeschooled,
tit.
there's no guarantee that your teacher, parent, whoever is going to teach you that part of history.
You know, when you're homeschooled, you still have to sit an exam.
Yes.
And where does the exam come from?
That's irrelevant to
No,
what...
it's not irrelevant.
No, it
Answer
is
the question.
relevant.
Answer the
because
question.
I'm assuming whatever the school board
Right.
is or whatever
So
the
if the-
exam
so-
board is or whatever.
Right, and in that there will be you have to follow a curriculum when you're homeschooled, and part of that would be to cover stuff in regards to racism. So you'd have the stuff in regards to Hitler, Holocaust. You have stuff in regards to potentially Israel and Palestine. You have stuff in regards to slavery.
But a lot of, from what I understand, some of curriculum is either or on certain things. So that might have been the either, and they chose the or.
It's not either or,
Like-
because you don't know what's going to be in the exam. So if you do either or, you're doing a child a disservice. So obviously you're not sure about what homeschooling entails and how you have to homeschool someone. Then
I'm not talking about me doing it. I'm
All right,
saying,
you know what?
I'm giving an example of a
All right,
person.
He's just
they
saying
don't know.
basically to help you out, T. He's saying somebody that just doesn't know the meaning. I mean, not everybody, and we got to be fair. We're
gotta assume that
we're assuming to
everyone
ourselves that
knows-
everybody understands the
knows
word
what it
and
means
what the
and
M-bomb
knows about
what
it
the
and
M-bomb
heard about
actually
it.
means. All right, and if you don't understand what the M-bomb means and where it comes from, all right, and you just say it because I hear 50 Cent say it, so
I hear
you know
everyone
what?
else say it.
Do you know what I mean? I like it. M-bomb. Do you know what I mean? I hear all the rappers saying I'm into rap. Do you know what I mean? Why are you now telling me I can't sing my rapper's song because I'm white? Why? What difference does that make to me? I'm just want to sing what they're singing. So let's just take let's just be a little bit ignorant to the fact that maybe they don't know what it means. Maybe they don't know the history about it, and nobody's come to them saying you can't say the M-bomb if you're not of an ethnic background. All right. And even for me personally, I don't like the M-bomb. Hence the reason why I'm not even saying the word, because I don't like it. All right. I still think it's a bit derogatory. And when people say we're trying to take it back, we're trying to claim it by saying it, it's BS. All right. I don't like it, and I think it's a rubbish word. But that's the point he's trying to make. Someone doesn't know the word. What do you do then?
I'm not accepting that someone doesn't know the word.
Okay. I mean, what does it mean?
What the word nigger?
Yeah. What does it mean?
You don't know.
No.
Well,
It's
the
just
word
no, it's
nigger is a
derogatory.
derogatory term which was used through slavery to describe people that were not of profit, that they couldn't be sold. They were the worst people in society according to that word. And it was also just simply attributed to black people through slavery who were raped, killed, who their children were raped, killed. Women were hung by trees, their stomachs were slit open, they were raped and killed, they were thrown off ships. Do you want to use that word?
So why do you?
Do you want to use that word?
I no longer want to use it. But why do you not use it to describe yourself?
So, as black people, our ignorance in regards to why we want to use the word is up to us to work out. It's not for you as a white person.
you just
It's not-
told me how
It's not
derogatory it
for
is.
you as a white person to tell me you lot need to stop it because it means that. Because it can mean different things. It can be in America, they use it as a term of endearment sometimes. But again, listen to the wording. Our ignorance into understanding where the word comes from and what it means, it shouldn't be used. But you as a white person can't tell me as a black person that I should stop using it.
I'm not telling you to do anything. You just trying to tell me all the nasty things that it is.
And you said, why do you use it?
So then
That's
why
what
do
said.
you use it?
And I just told you, our ignorance in regards to the words is for us as black people to work out.
So
Not
you
for-
understand-
Not for you.
So you
Not for-
understand you're being ignorant.
You're talking about a sect of people that use it within the
Yeah.
black community. Not all black people use it.
Yeah.
As my friend Buddy said, he doesn't like the word. He doesn't use the word M-bomb. There are some people that use it. It's for us to work out why we still use a stupid word like that. Not for you as a white person to tell me why I shouldn't use it.
And it's a fair enough argument. I'm just saying it sounds unintelligent. That's just my personal.
It's unintelligent to use the word 100%.
It sounds like someone being unintelligent to say, I can say it. It means that I'm shit, but I can say that I'm shit, but you can't say that I'm shit.
Because when it comes from a white person, it doesn't necessarily, it can't mean a term of endearment. You can't say it as a term of endearment. That's why a black person couldn't call or doesn't use the P word, for example, or why people don't use anti-Semitic references to people. We can't say it. We won't say it. Now, I don't know what happens in those communities. Do they use those things as tears of endearment? I don't know. But again, as I said, us in ignorance using that word is for us to work out. It's not for a white person to say you shouldn't use it because we say you shouldn't use it. That's nonsense.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm a slide away from it because we kind of obviously digressed a little piece. One of the things that I actually had on my list was trust issues in friendship. I mean, that's going to liven up one member of the eMpTy.
Yeah.
Because maybe he might have something to say. In fact, let him bring it up.
What do you mean?
I just want you can give an example if you like. Trust issues in friendship. Go with it, bruv. Fly.
No. What do you mean? Frame it.
Frame it.
Yes.
Do you have any trust issues with friendship, or has anyone given you an injustice to make you have a trust issue within a friendship?
That's not a frame. Trust issues in friendship. Of course, because people are who they are, innit? And as much as you may friend or befriend a person, they're not you. So you can't expect, or you should expect someone to be who they are, as Sirelli rightly drops whenever he gets the opportunity. People will be whoever they're going to be regardless of the environment.
Okay.
So I trust you to be you as much as I may not like it. You're still going to be you.
Is this directed at me?
No.
looking directly.
All the
You
cap.
asked him the questions, so he's talking to you.
Yeah, but hold the cap fit.
You get me? Even though I've got no cap.
Exactly.
Actually, no cap. But I don't know. I think it's very broad. So that's why it's hard to direct a direct response.
Okay. So, all right.
So trust issues in friendship. If we was on the ship and they said man overboard and the four of us run to the end of the ship and look overboard and see there's a kid drowning, if I say I'm going to jump in, if I'm drowning, come and save me. Which one of you will jump in?
Can everyone here swim?
Yes.
Wow, asking the wrong questions, bruv. You're asking the wrong questions.
No, because I don't want no one to jump in to know what to save me if I know you're going to drown and then we're all
But you're
going to
asking the
drown.
wrong questions. You're like, do you have a life jacket? Do you understand? Do you get where it is?
Okay.
Okay, can you throw in a little dingy thing? Do you know what I mean?
The ring.
The ring thing. Do you get what I mean? He says who can swim.
I want to see who's going to
He's
swim.
asking, let me see your certificates. Under the water. And he's asking for certification.
So go ask the question then.
Why are you pointing at me for this? Go that way,
Because
bro.
you just spoke. It's your time. Talk or talk.
Nah, I asked.
Ah, Jesus. Tongo, go on then.
I would jump in, even though I'm not the strongest swimmer.
You know when I hold the boat is in a swimming pool because
I would have accessories that assist us, but I wouldn't.
Like what, bruv?
The same ring, the
Rubber dinghy.
You'd probably have a duck and
what's that thing
it's
called?
standing in the duck.
What's that thing? The flow, whatever I can find that can work for us.
You'll be dashing things. in
So
the
if you
water.
couldn't swim, would you try and
I can't swim.
Yeah, not you.
If I can't swim, no one would jump in. I will find someone to help save him. Or
can
I'll
you
grab
swim?
something that you can grab onto.
Citrus-
save him.
Citrus
I'll
is
help him
drowning.
somehow.
You're drowning, bro.
He's not drowning. Let him drown.
Me?
So you get
Oh,
a
you're
bron-
not far away, bruv.
you get no
You
bronze.
didn't your bronze, silver, or your gold,
I didn't get bronze, silver, or gold, and then level 1, level 2.
and then lifesavers.
Yeah, I didn't get none of that.
So
But
you were just. So you did 10
I can
meters.
swim.
no, fuck off.
Rain was doing this.
You remember the paddle thing? You remember the paddle thing? Hey, that was a lit, bro. That was a vibe.
Yeah, I can float. Yeah, that was me.
That was a vibe. That was a vibe.
I can swim, but I jump.
Some
in.
people don't even know what we're talking about, you know?
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, but you said you're not a strong swimmer.
Yeah,
But I'm a strong swimmer. I'll be able to do that, the hand round, and do that, and get you somewhere. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I could do that.
I don't think you could, but it's cool. I'm just saying.
No faith
when was the
in
last
the
time?
rain,
When was
man.
the last time you did any type of real swimming?
Last week when I was on holiday.
All right, balling. Okay.
Can you swim?
Yeah.
You don't look like you can swim.
I can swim. But the funniest thing I would say, right?
Oh, actually, I had a story about this.
Yeah.
So wait,
hold on.
when you get in the water,
What story is this?
do you sing?
Was it a jellyfish or
He
something? I
sings,
can't
you say?
remember.
No,
No, that
I'm
was
thinking
him.
Or was it you?
He must.
Oh, go on.
So when you, I'm just thinking. Oh no! I'm getting my bearings wrong. What's the song called? I'm swimming in the rain.
Singing in the rain.
But this is rain. So he'll be
To help.
he'll be like, yo, and now both of us are drowning. Now I'm trying to save him. No. Buddy's okay at swimming,
I know I can swim.
but can you save someone?
This is the thing.
And then
You
in
say-
current, and then yeah.
I'm about to say, that's what I was waiting for. The current.
Yeah, no.
The current is a mad thing. Like, this way, there was about loads of years ago now, but we went on holiday, wicked swimmers, had the most amount of fun. We could do everything. There was a year we went to Barbados, and we said, yeah, still wicked swimmers. We was doing the push-up challenge at this point. All right. Done the push-up challenge the day before. It's fine, it doesn't matter. Or the morning before. All right, fine. Jumped into the water. Started swimming around. Said, we don't need life jackets. We can swim. Swimming in the water. This one, all of a sudden, he said, oh, went too far. And I remember when he was panicking to get back to the thing, came back to the...
What was he saying when he was panicking?
Nothing.
Come back to what? Was it a
When I
boat?
was
Was it the
panicking,
sea?
though.
Was it
The
the
boat
beach?
was in the sea, was trying to swim with turtles. But we'd done it before. And it was like, yeah, no life jacket, we're easy with this. The next, I think, like I said, next year or 2 years, whatever it was, we've gone back there, tried to do it. So we don't need no life jackets, but
No, what it was a full sense of security. So they gave us, we were wearing life jackets.
Yeah.
But the life jackets weren't life jackets.
Yeah, they weren't blown up.
Oh.
So it's just like wearing a jacket.
You had to blow it up. But we was like,
No. My thing was flat.
What country was this?
Barbados.
Oh, Barbados.
So I'm in the thing and everything's blessed. And I got a bit tired, treading water. I can't do the 4 hours treading water thing.
Yeah.
So it must have been like maybe 15, 20 minutes. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just swim back to the
couldn't get back.
to the boat. I was swimming back. I'm like, I can't turn back. And I felt like someone was on the boat, like, let me just move the thing forward a little piece. I was getting closer and closer.
Oh, you should have seen the panic
I
in his eye.
was so tired. Do you know, like them dreams when you're running and you're trying to get to something and you can't reach no matter how
It's
hard you're
moving
going?
away, yeah.
So when I finally got onto the boat now, I just gripped onto the thing. One hand just pulled myself out. I just stayed at the, like, there's the little bit at the bottom and then it's got...
That little
I said,
decking thing.
you come back in citrus.
No. I'm going to sit here for about 45 minutes, bro. Everyone else came back in, went upstairs,
swear
drinking.
All about.
Sirelli chucked a thing after you and it hit you in your head or something.
Nah, all I know is I want to take the life jacket thing off because to me it's now weighing me down.
Right.
And then there's
Was it?
killer turtles in the water, Because my brain's now doing too much.
Yeah. You think
You know?
you're
Like a killer
no, you're thinking
turtles.
about dying. You're thinking about dying.
Yeah. So I was
Nah,
like,
I saw
no,
the panic in his eye, bro. I was like, right, he's panicking.
So I was
bro.
like,
He didn't try to save him,
Let
though.
me come out.
I think
No,
we
but
chucked
That's what I said.
the thing off through.
But he
I
wouldn't
told
do it.
you. He would.
He was alright. He was a strong swimmer back then.
Told you he wouldn't jump in. He was already in, and it still didn't help.
You wouldn't have jumped in either. So
Well, again, I don't know the situation. But if it was like an emergency, I'm jumping in. But I'm not trying to go far. Like if you're far, then we're gonna have to try and do something else.
Do something else.
Yeah, because it's what you said about getting
What do you mean, do
the
something
getting the what's it called? The
Life jacket.
it's not the life jacket. I can't remember what that floaty thing.
round
Called.
thing,
You're
innit?
gonna have
The
to get the
dinghy,
round
not dinghy.
thing. You're gonna have to because if the current is going against us and I know I'm not the strongest swimmer and I'm gonna come out there, we're gonna both be in the shit because you can swim. You're just out there in a bit of bother. So if you're too far away, then I'm gonna have to get something that I know you can hold on to.
Speeching.
But that's what it is, though.
Citrus. At least if I wasn't coming to get you, I'll tell you straight how I come to get you. These men are gonna give you a speech about it. Because this is a speech, bro.
No, I'm
the
not talking about
current
speech.
might drown us both. So I know, bro, what's
I'm
the
getting the
speech
thing.
about?
This is logic.
No, no, this is hindsight in
This is
regards to
range.
what you said. You're asking the wrong questions. Realistically, you're not just going to jump in if it's too far. You're going to go and get a thing.
You sound like Tongo now, bro.
But you're asking the wrong questions. It's exactly what he said.
So-
That's right.
So when it comes down to trust, what about if you're stranded in a different way?
Explain.
You know when you're stranded and you just need
Here we
help.
go.
All right.
Do you think your boys would help you?
Well, if you said you're stranded to me, I'll come and get you straight away.
No, think about it.
Before you're stranded.
Stranded.
Yeah. Was you wearing
I need your
wearing
help.
shorts?
Shorts, cold.
Say it's
bruv.
cold.
It's cold. Blitz out.
Oh, I'll just come and get you.
Freezing.
Tongo, what you saying?
What?
If I was stranded, yo, Tongo, I'm stranded. You know, I don't
You don't need to ask
Tongo.
me. What are we talking about, bruv?
Tongo is the one guy I know. If he had a method or a mean, he would make it happen.
Even if I didn't have a method on me, I'd make one. I'd find one.
Amen.
Sounds like great friendships. It's amazing. It's amazing.
What would you do, buddy?
I would try and help.
You would
I'll
try
try
and help.
assist.
How would you try and help?
I would try to assist the best way I can.
And what would that be, do you think?
Whatever is needed. At that time.
Debatable.
Definitely not debatable.
It's definitely debatable.
It's definitely not.
Do you think that's debatable?
I know buddy ain't helping.
I've never helped you out of any
If you're
situation.
stranded,
I've never helped you
hello,
out.
I'm stranded. Can you help me? Where are you stranded? I'm stranded
He
here.
would say before Tongo.
Yeah, what did Tongo say? 100%.
Exactly what I would say.
That is definitely a response.
Yeah, it's definitely what I said.
But trust issue with friends,
Where's Sirelli?
trust issue with friends are things like, if you want to get technical now, trust issue with friends are things like, would you leave your brethren
I knew this was
in the
coming.
yard with your
I knew
missus?
you were going to say that.
I was about to
I
ask
knew you were
that.
going to say that.
We discussed this before.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? It was a while ago. I don't think it's ever been on.
Right. Oh, not on
Yeah.
on this.
So, but the funniest thing is, I used to say to myself, yes, if he was a close friend of mine, 100%. I don't even think about it. I don't even. It's actually not even a conversation for me before. I've learnt to myself, you shouldn't always be so unwise to situations that can arise from these things. Like, there are so many different situations that can arise from it.
Like what?
I would rather not
Yeah,
put
like
myself
what?
in that situation. Well, it could be her or it could be him.
What could
alright?
be her and what could be him?
Yes.
Temptation. So,
So do you think that one of your friends is going to see your missus and think, oh my gosh, now's my chance, I'm going to shoot my shot?
not necessarily that. It could
Or
just...
your missus is going to say,
Oh my gosh.
oh my gosh, Buddy's not here, it's Citrus.
Let me get the underwear that he bought me. You know what I mean?
No, but
Walk around
you know
the
what
yard.
the funniest thing
We
is?
walk around the yard,
You sometimes
brushing her
don't
hair.
leave things so open like
Temptation.
that. To happen. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I generally don't. I mean, if I look at the people in the room, I'd sit there and say to myself, there's not a chance it would happen.
All right,
I'm not going to...
You see, you just walked in.
Huh?
My room's big, you know.
yeah.
But it could be even, it might be something like, for all you know, say I left citrus with my missus. She might not like citrus. Yeah?
Rah.
But she's still giving
Truth.
Dickhead. But so, she might, like, come and tell me a story that, he did this, or was it offensive to me, or do you know what I'm saying? Some bullshit to cause passa.
Now there might be a
passer-
issue that didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It doesn't necessarily be that about flipping.
What, has man
you
got
know-
misses that will do that shaggy?
No, I'm saying you don't know. No one said that. I'm saying you can't. It's about creating that temptation or that
So one
fate or that whatever. You don't know.
one of my staff members said to me that I don't want none of my brethren's missus's contact details. So it's like us lot not having any contact details for any of our respective partners. And that's what he wants.
I don't make him wrong, but I also don't make him right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Did you say comme ça?
basically.
I don't get it. I don't
No,
get it.
you know, reason.
Make it
so make it make sense. I don't make him wrong because again, temptation, innit? Like, what's the need for you to have my
Temptation?
missus? No, but no.
I'm
What's
really
the need?
struggling with
What's the need for you to have my partner's number? All right, you don't need to have my partner's number.
But in emergency or if something like, for example, we're all at this podcast. Let's just say
Citrus is out there stranded.
We ain't gonna get all this.
exactly, he can't get home. His missus is thinking all the worst, but she can call you or me to ask the question. That's yes, fine. If there is a thing where you're saying that your missus or your bedroom might try to fling in a tip. Oh, I sent you that by accident, and I don't know what it is. That's mad.
It is mad, but it's not something that wouldn't happen. It hasn't happened.
Oh, what happened to you?
Wait, pardon?
Not in MT.
Pardon?
Let me just put
Hold on a
the,
minute.
let me just put the mic closer.
Pause it right there.
I'm sorry, headphones on. Hear this.
Bro, but
Yeah.
it's not something that hasn't happened, and we're all sitting there going, "Oh, not in MT." 1 second, it has, all right, and
Pardon?
it has, all right, and
Wait,
it's-
why is everyone confused apart from you?
bro?
Maybe the parties involved are not here.
Or maybe they are, but anyway, all right. I'm just sitting there saying to you,
Bruh.
it's not
Available.
like it hasn't happened, all right. You need to click in, all right.
Me?
Yeah, click in, right. But anyway,
I'm
all right.
converted. I'm baffed.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
All right, we'll
you-
talk after we're off
Yeah,
air, but
you-
I can't to know what I go
No,
on.
we're not doing it off air again. We're just recording.
Just
talk the truth. Thank you. All right, but it's a case of it can happen, and I'll sit there and say to myself, I will just be careful of certain things. I'm not saying I don't trust everybody, because to be honest with you, I trust my partner and I trust my friends. So I feel to myself
Right.
I would do so and say, oh, you know what? You want to get my missus' number? Here you go, call her, whatever. I'm not really thinking anything of it. However, there are certain situations where you think to yourself, is this the smartest thing to do? Because as much as my mind might be thinking pure, others might not be. Do you know what I mean? And you think to yourself that you're gonna sit there and say, oh yeah, I'm holier than thou, so this won't happen. You don't know what's in other people's hearts or in other people's minds. So I wouldn't sit there and say to myself, I'd risk it. So would I trust it? No, I don't want to I'm not gonna open myself up for that shot. I personally wouldn't. Everyone's sighing now. Say
Everyone,
you have to
that's
say.
fine.
Again, I was with you at the first part. I'm not for it. I'm not against it. Again, if you outrightly trust your friends and your missus, there shouldn't be any issue. There are some reasons as to why that should happen. It might be, I need to buy a present for Tongo. The missus doesn't know, but she knows that I talk to you well. So then she says, what would you want for Christmas? And I give her a list because I know that's what it's used for. Or emergency, like that we've got partners and sometimes they can be a little bit challenging at times in regards to trust with an individual, and they might say, you said you was at the podcast, but you're not there. But yeah, I am here. Phone Dean. You know what I mean? Phone Buddy. And that just quashes the issue, you know what I mean? So there is a use for it. But then if you don't trust the individual, then that's when you'll be gatekeeping.
Ooh, that's a gatekeeping.
Yeah, you can't keep the number, innit? Like, what do you want Mrs. Number for? I know your history, your track record.
Yeah, but you don't need. What do you need it for?
That's what I'm saying. You gatekeep. That's what I'm saying. You don't give it. Why do you need her number? I know what you're about. Like there are people out there that will move to man's gal.
We're getting onto this now. Here we go. Go on.
No, I'm just that's the well. I don't know. You're talking like you know something, but that is it. We know that's what it is. We know that happens. Now, whether the gal is reciprocal of the advances is another thing, and that causes the tension because she's saying no, or she's come back to you and said, you know what, you tried a thing. Your bedroom's a bad one. You're saying, no, that's my bedroom from time. You can never do that, and that's another passer.
But it might not even just be that. I mean, we're going on to cheatings and stuff like that, and I suppose everybody should be comfortable within whoever they're partner with and their friendship with certain people. It might not even be that. It could be even as simple as people the slip of the tongue. Do you know where it's like
in her mouth?
Rotted.
Come on, now.
Yeah. No, the slip of the tongue where I'm saying to myself, like, she comes, no, fine, I'm gonna phone Buddy. When he walks out, I'm gonna phone Buddy. And I'm gonna ask him, so where was Citrus yesterday? I don't know what you've told her now. So I'm gonna just, he was at my house. Well, why did he say he was at Susan's house?
You know
he
what?
was at Susan's. I don't know what to say.
If anyone's missus called me and said, where was blah blah yesterday, why are you phoning me?
Because I've got your
I'm
number.
saying.
No, why are you phoning me? Ask them.
Ask them.
Don't ask me nonsense.
What are you saying, Rain?
In this situation, I'm not answering no questions in regards to what you lot are talking about.
You mean not asking what you do? Do you answer the call first off?
I'm not answering. If you lot know me, you know how I operate.
So you're saying you say nothing?
Listen, what are you lot saying?
Right.
This part I'm not answering because
I said this part of the podcast I can't partake.
I'm not involved.
Well, you can't say nothing.
As I say, if you know me, you know how I operate. You know how I operate.
What are you saying, Tongo?
Why are you asking me? I'm always going to say that.
Why are you asking me? So you're going with the same
He probably
thing you
gets
said.
shouted.
You gonna what?
Shout it. He'll shout it, innit?
Why am I going to shout it?
That's because that's who you are, bro.
All right, then.
Don't say man, shout it. What else do you for? Bye.
That's right.
He was like, don't go there and say
That's right. Shut it down straight away.
You'd shut it down?
Yeah, why are you phoning me? Ask him.
Because he said he was with you.
Okay. And
So
why
then
don't you believe him
phoning
then?
me? Yeah.
So he was with you then, yeah?
Why don't you believe him then?
Why I believe him? 'Cause I'm asking you.
Why did you ask me?
Don't bring me in your relationship, innit? You do it.
Why do you need to ask me?
Yeah.
I'm in a
Because I'm
relationship.
asking you for proof.
Tell them, Tongo.
You don't need to ask me.
He's on loud.
I don't care.
You're on
I'm in a
loudspeaker. We're
relationship.
sitting
Ask
here.
him.
We're having this conversation. I want to know.
So why can't I hear his
was he
voice
with you?
then? So why can't I hear his voice
He's
then?
there in the background. You can
Why can't I
hear
hear
him
his
right
voice
there.
then?
I'm here, Tongo. All quiet.
As I said,
And meek.
as I said, this ain't no Kevin Hart thing. This ain't no help me. None of that shit. Don't ask me. I just said, don't
ask
ask me.
Right, so don't call Tongo. So I'm gonna call you now. Citrus was
Call
there.
me. Citrus there where?
You also,
I was there. Yeah, I was there.
So was Buddy there?
Ask Buddy, why are you phoning me?
Right, none of my boys.
Nah, do you know why?
Rain was there. Ricky.
As I say, I do with things different. Let's just say you could listen.
Yeah, I'm calling Rain.
yeah,
Rain's
call me,
probably the
call
person
me.
I tell to call because you two ain't helping, bro. Whether you're indirectly not helping.
I don't need to
or-
validate.
so
I
it's
don't
like-
need to validate your thing. I've got nothing to hide, but I've also got nothing to confirm.
But to Buddy's point is right. So he says call you. She calls you. Don't ask me nothing.
Why are you asking me
Yeah,
stupid
why you
questions?
ask me stupid questions?
I'm not in
She's
your
like, all
relationship.
right, cool, bang, gone. Then he's in the past.
Still in the pasta now. So I'm
No,
saying,
but
oh,
that's up.
what-
Because the bedroom did the boundary.
But what if she was phoning to trick me? What if she said,
but yeah,
you
so-
don't know that.
exactly. So that's why I don't say nothing.
That's why she don't have your number.
Because
This is why she don't have your number. She don't have your number. I'm blessed.
If she's phoning me to tell me, see that you said, oh, but why did he say he was with Susan's house then? Then what are you going to do?
See what, sorry?
See that a minute ago?
And then
A
after,
minute ago,
you get the
you said-
follow-up question.
A minute ago, you
like
said...
you're the kid.
A minute
time.
ago, you said, Buddy said he was with you, and was he with you? Yeah, he was. But why did he say he was at Susan's house?
Why
Now what?
Why does Find My Phone tell me he was at 56 blah 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 road?
So what? Now
We
what?
was at 56 road.
No, but he said it was at your house.
So now what?
I'm not.
I moved to
in it.
56 blah blah road.
I'm not in it.
I'm not getting into dramatics.
I'm not in it.
I'm not getting into
No.
dramatics, bro.
To be spoken to like you're a school kid.
No, I'm gonna get this dramatic.
I'm not in it.
Then you
So
could
then
go
you
on
have
the
to end the
Tongo
phone call to your brother's missus like, fuck you then. Do you know what I mean? Now it's a whole new, and then in the background, bro, why'd you say my missus? Dude. Now,
But then,
it's a whole...
he'll say that to try and take the heat
Take
off
the
him
heat
for
off
not being where he should be.
Now,
You should have swore. You should have swore. You babe.
now, he's like, yeah, you went too far, bro. I went too far. Why is she phoning me? It's too much.
But then you saved me. This
No,
works.
no,
I'm
stranded.
still calling rain.
Stranded.
But it's cool, bro.
Nah, bruv.
I'm telling
You
you.
man don't
I
have the...
know.
What's the point of having your number?
Bruv, I'm not putting no salt in the wound, bruv.
Salt.
Yeah.
The salt's been put in there by I think being evasive.
Yeah, bro, thank you.
I'm not saying being evasive. I'm just saying
Don't ask big man
don't
questions.
ask me about questions.
So what's the need for me to give you my miss or you to have my missus number?
I ain't got
So
it.
far, the only one that you've said is I know. All right. So far, the only one that you've said, all right, is that if anything ever happened to me, it's a case of like she can phone me, so I can't get through to me, my phone's dead, and now she's phone one of them. That's the only one you've said so far. All right, cool. What else? Because if it comes down to, you know what, just phone Citrus, phone Tongo. Them man are
For what?
yeah, them man ain't being helpful. You're not even having a conversation.
Do you know the crazy thing is? For what?
So what's the point of having your number?
But why is she? I don't get it.
So why do you need to have her number?
I ain't got a number.
Why would you need to have her number?
I didn't want it. That's why I don't have it.
There we go. So this is the whole conversation in the first place.
No, but you know,
So there's no need for you to ever have it. So you said, would any of us have each other's missus numbers, etc., etc.? What is the point then?
I got certain man misses numbers.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Maybe
If I've got a relationship with the missus outside, not
Pause.
necessarily outside.
Pause.
Do you get it? But if I just see, oh, that's your missus, then look after yourself.
He's not even gonna say, right, that's your new missus. Give me your number. That's
Or,
mad.
or walk up to her like, yo, babe.
Give you a pin.
Just slide the phone over to her.
079.
Give me a pin.
have you met Citrus?
Yeah, no.
You don't even know.
So I mean, trust issues. I think it gets a bit mad when you say things like that. Furthermore, push the boat out a little bit further.
Here we go.
Would you trust certain man in eMpTy with your kid for a 3-day weekend?
Every man or certain man?
He said certain man.
Well, I'm like, certain man, yeah, I'd trust certain man. There's certain man in there I'll trust.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And you said every man.
Who'd get it the most correct out of the four of us?
But with the kids?
Yeah.
When you say getting most correct, you're talking about making sure they brush their teeth, making sure they eat, go to bed on time, not be juggling knives and all that.
Yeah. As soon as you gave me the list, the charts changed.
Do you know what? I'll answer it. I'll answer it. And I'll be very honest with it. Out of the four of us in the room, Rain.
I was gonna say raid.
Yeah, me, of course.
I'm no.
And thing is, I'll tell you my answer, the reasons behind my answers as well. Rain does it now. So
Rain does what now?
He's got his child. He sees his child every day. All
Our
right.
sons are roughly the same age. I think why you're saying no is because are you thinking about the girls that you've got?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again,
And they don't have a relationship with him.
But I'm saying I would choose
so-
Rain, based off of that.
But I think what Buddy's saying is that he would say me because our sons are the same age, so they might be inclined to like the same things. The obviously we talk, so the discipline that I have, he would instill this same kind of thing. With a girl, you're right. I don't think I'd be able to hand. Okay, I'd try a ting, but then if I got a kiss teeth, I don't know what you experience, but I know I can imagine girls. Maybe a bit of attitude and whatnot. I don't know how I deal with that because you can't deal with a boy the same way you do with a girl.
Do you know what my thing was also based on? My thing's also based on the fact of and the fact of I would look at how many kids you've got around you, and are you able to have you got experience looking after kids?
Right.
Not everybody in the room's got experience looking after kids.
Yeah.
All right, but it's like I look at the experiences you have and what you've got going on because things change. You know what I mean? And there's so many different things. And I had a situation the other day where I was talking to someone and I had to let them realize to themselves, all right, you were judging somebody that's never been around a child. Do you know what I mean? He's never had a child. He's never had siblings. He never had cousins. He never had.
Right.
And I was just like, so everything's very new. You can't make that judgment on someone because you don't understand that they've never done it. So everything's brand new. So me giving you a child now, here you go. They're like, Rob, what do you do? Probably hang it upside down. Is this okay? Like, I don't.
Yeah, but no one in these four walls, as in on these couches, sorry, would be doing that. Like we've all got experience in raising children. So I think there should be an element of, I think I'd be comfortable. Okay, 3-day weekend, I don't know, but like leaving for like a few hours, yeah, for any one of you.
3-day weekend though.
Yeah, 3-day weekend. Go around the room. I've said who I would do. I said I would give it to him, and this is not based on my son knowing who he knows more. I'd give my child to him.
A 3. Where are you going?
Right, you're so bro.
That's none of your
irrelevant.
business.
No,
Iceland.
none of my business. No.
I'll tell you why it's none of your business. Because, do you know what? I need you to take him. I've got to go. I'm going to be back on Tuesday. And it's Saturday morning.
I
do you get what I mean? Do you get
it, but I can't process that because I'll never do that.
You just got to try and work it out.
Yeah, but I can't process
You
that.
wouldn't give your child.
Tongo.
Wait, you wouldn't. Sorry, one second. You wouldn't give your child to anybody in this room. You wouldn't give your child to any one of us in the room.
No,
for 3 days.
What he's saying is that I've just decided that I've got to go somewhere, look after.
No, you're saying that whatever it is an emergency, so you got to
Yeah,
go
you
do what you
gotta
got to do.
bounce. Yeah, so I've got-
and you got to have someone look after your child
It's one of us three in the room.
because he can't come with you.
It'll be never that situation.
Tongo, what about you?
No, you might as well because I can't process.
Rain, man.
Between Dean and Rain, but I don't know who specifically.
What's it based on?
All right, so from what I know of Rain and his parenting, he's very regimented, he's very orderly, he's very like set, and he also has a good relationship with his child and other children within his family and whatever. Dean is, I've seen him raise children, I've seen him have children, I've seen him be like the Pied Piper and have like bare children around him as well. He's also the bundle of fun. He's so
Sound like you're trying to date him. But
I'll put it onto TikTok and just say. Oh, I can't even say that because obviously, but yeah. But I get yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I'd probably think about if my child knew none of them, yeah, and I can only go by what I know of them, which one my child would have the best time
this just now.
and the most not productive, but they'll be comforted because obviously daddy just bounced quickly on a one-away, if that's what you're talking about. They're going to need to be comforted in some way, reassured in another way. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's, yeah, I don't know.
citrus.
I would probably pick Tongo.
Based.
I have done before. And I'll do it again. It's very simple. This is before he had kids or any experience or CRB check. But he did a very good job. And I wouldn't need to change that for any reason. And I think that when you start throwing different dynamics in and, you know, people watching, if you had to leave your child with one of your friends for 3 days, who would you pick and why? I think that's very basic. To then measure your rationale. So one, it's about the historical relationship. 2, the moral compass, their surroundings. Do you know what I mean? Things like, I know it sounds silly, do they have a spare bed in their yard?
Oh, right then.
Do they have pets? Do you know what I mean? Are they going to be aware of his or her allergies and what's the attitude to bedtime? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
All of these things, you know what I mean? Are they a lapsy-daisy person themselves?
Well, it's 3 days. There's going to be one day where they're at school. Therefore, are you going to get them to do their homework?
Do you get what I mean? So you start, so as soon as you start asking the questions, like the names in my head started switching around and changing. Do you get what I mean? So when I think about it, trust issues with your kids, it's a mad one. But then the crazy thing is, we put so much effort into trusting who you'd let look after your kid Do you trust who you'd put a kid inside of?
Russ.
Ross.
All right.
I like that one.
Harasa.
Oh, you woke up. As soon as you brought in friendship and then got over that, you definitely woke up. I trusted the producers.
Wait, look over the room.
But do you I mean, I would say yes, because at the time, and it depends on what age you are as well. And it's funny, because when you get older, you're more cautious of what you're doing. And
So did your moral guide change
yeah, 100%.
as your life experience
Yeah, 100%.
expanded?
The reasons why I did things when I was 30 compared to the reasons why I do things now are two different things. Like, fact.
And how do you
30
know it's not going to be different at 50, for example?
And it might be, but I should be past now the point of having children and all the rest of it.
Right.
Past that 50. Robert
Right.
De Niro had a pick me at what? How old is Robert De Niro? 80 something.
80 something. Yeah.
Man, you're not past. You never passed it. If you can pop them pills,
Still-
it's true
Go
though.
get an 80, yeah? Rah. But no, I get what you're saying. But I'm saying to you, I do think my theories and ideologies would change. When it comes to how I pick my partner to have a child with, it could have been based on anything. It could have been based on looks at one point.
Did you pick? Okay. You say
Did you pay?
no. Pick. You said, did you pick? So you said,
Did I pick my partner? Of course, I'm sure I picked my partner.
No.
Like, at the time when I
Did you
was
pick to have a child? I think you're trying to say. Is that what
well,
you mean?
pick the partner to have the child with.
you pick your partner in it, and then at that point, if you're in a relationship, you start to get
You
to a
start
point.
thinking, right, this.
You know what I
this
mean? I
could
can have a
work.
child.
Right,
Yeah, I can have a
okay.
child with this person in it. Do you know what I mean? And at the time, that's what I thought. I got to the point I thought to myself, we'd been together for however long we was together, and I said to myself, yeah, I can have a child with this one. I had a child, and then it's like, maybe shouldn't have a child with that one. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe I should have waited a little bit longer, or maybe I should have done. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, like I said, the ideologies change. And realize to yourself, well, that wasn't what I kind of thought it would be. Also, there's the inexperience as well of a lot of people don't realize, and maybe this is a little good point, and it's off subject, but people don't realize when they have a child with someone, things change. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think a lot of us are prepared for what changes when that happens. Do you know what I mean? When it happens and you have a child with someone, your relationship with that person changes, and what you do in that relationship you need to, like, some of the things that people do is they stop thinking about their partner. They stop thinking about their man. The women seem to stop thinking about their man. And their
men
relationship.
forget about their women as well.
I mean, when I
Yeah,
say
dude.
this, I'm doing it based off of a woman being really attached to the child to the point where they don't do enough for their partner. They don't see their husband or
That's
their
the
partner.
same. Men do that as well. Men have their first child, and it's like, this child is my world. I don't business about nothing else. I'm just making sure I raise this little girl or this little boy. It happens both ways, I think.
I'm not sure I've seen or know anybody that I can think of that's done that side of thing, where it's been the guy that's done it and left the.
Well, you got to talk to the woman then, innit?
No,
how are you going to find out? You got a number? But no, I get your point. But I think it can happen in two ways. Where yes, you're right. Having a child changes the dynamic of the relationship, but it's up to the parties to make sure the dynamic doesn't change too much. My thing is that when you have a child, I believe for a certain period of time, your life is not your own. What you was doing before is not the same. You can't do that. You've got a mouth to feed. You've got someone to look up, someone that depends on you. After a certain period of time where they become more understanding of the world and they can do their own toast or make their own breakfast or whatever, then you start to get your life back. I think part of what happens in with parents is that they have the child and believe that they can still do what they were doing before they had the child.
Yeah, I see what you
and
mean.
maybe that's why some relationships break down. Like, one of my friends had a child with somebody and believed he could continue to go raving as he did before. Why would you think that?
Why can't he?
Because so why can't she then?
Why can't she?
Because they're in a relationship and they've got a child.
It doesn't make a difference.
It does make a difference.
All right,
because it changes.
I disagree. But
I can understand that.
I know, but I know a couple very close to me. To be fair, all right, had the baby, went on holiday 2 weeks later.
And then after,
Together?
Yeah.
We went on holiday together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, not
But-
the baby.
No. So they went on holiday together.
Yeah. Baby never went.
Yeah, the baby never went, but they went on holiday together.
because
So,
their
so
relationship was
that's
important.
them keeping their relationship together.
So they're
But
keeping their thing
but
normal.
If they had a relation, if they had the baby, and then 2 weeks later, she went to IB for rocks with her girls, is that an issue?
If that's what they was doing before, because what my point was, what she was doing before, she continued to do. So they was on this, I'm going on holiday, I'm going on holiday, I'm going on holiday. When they had the baby, I was like, oh, now you got to stay at home because you got a baby now. All right. And she was like, see you later. Baby's there. I'm off.
Yeah.
And they went away.
But I get,
and I was like, you're still going away.
But I get both of them going. I personally wouldn't do it, but I get both of them going. But if one's going and one's left with the child, and then the one that's left with the child never gets to go away for a period of time, a couple of years, because the other person's enjoying their life, that's wrong.
No, well, what the point was, and what my point is more the fact that she continued her life. Her life never changed. If she was a raver, she would have been at the club. She would have said,
But she
"Well, I'm going
continued
club."
her life with the person she had a child with, is the point.
Yes, and that was the good thing about their relationship, why they kept it strong. But what I'm trying to say is, what my point was, according to what you said, was her life never changed. Just because you've now turned and said, oh yeah, we've had a kid, now we need to change our lives, we need to stay in, we need to do this, we can't go anywhere no more, we can't. All right, and then putting pressures on, say, myself or herself by saying, well, look, I usually want to go to this rave that we usually go to, but now I can't go because I've got the baby. Like, and I could tell her, say to her, you know what? Go on to the rave, I'll look after the baby. Because you always go to that rave. I'll look after the baby. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. Or if I said to myself, well, I want to go carnival. Carnival's this weekend. All right, I'm going carnival. I can go carnival and not look at you saying, well, you're going to go carnival while I just had my baby. What? Okay, so one of us can go carnival. I can go or you can go. Or I can go on a Monday, you can go on the Sunday. I don't know how we want to work this, but we can't. I don't want to change our lives. Or we both go. We find a babysitter, Rain. All right. I tell them, say, you know what? We both can. We both can
Being
go
a baby, we're
carnival.
going carnival.
But you know what I'm saying? Don't change your life. You know what I mean? And something that I suppose, and I want people to hear this because I want people to understand to themselves. Don't now change your relationship based on the fact that you've had a child. It's just an inclusion in your family. You know what I mean? It's an extending part of your family. It's an extended part of your love and your care that you've got. So in that case, we can still do things now. We just do things as a family together. Or maybe it might be a case of, you know what? I need to find, and I'm using you because I chose you. All right? I need to find a Rain to turn and say, Rain, look after the little one for a day or two. We're going to go and just be us for a second because we're going to need to let our hair down and get rid of the stress that we're now bending up because all of a sudden I'm going to have a baby and now it's like a case of we don't go on holiday no more. We don't go raving no more. We don't go out to dinner no more. We don't have date night. It's really important, bro.
It is, but all well and good. But when you ain't got a support network, then what you do?
Bro, make friends. No, I mean, but you know what the funniest thing is? As much as you just said that, and it's really important again that you said that, you know that old school things, there are babies, I'm not saying to everyone to use this, and I've never used one in my life, but there are babysitting agencies you can find, you know, and get actual babysitters and places that they can go to. It's not a thing that,
Yeah.
and not being, I don't want to be racial, but nothing I know a lot of black people have done, all right? But there are things that you can go out there and do that because they do it in America and they do it in other places. Yeah. And there's nannies out there that
But
do
going
it,
back
so.
a step, it's crazy that people as parents will give their child to a stranger to look after, but they wouldn't. See how the issue we had about which friends would we give them to you, which friend we wouldn't give them to you, and blah blah blah. But you're happy to give them to a stranger.
I wouldn't say I'd be happy to, but then obviously they'll be CRB checked, all right, and they'll be checked over to make sure that they're self. You know what if they're working for a company or whatever, then it's like.
I ain't giving my child to no agency.
But
the woman that was in the hospital killing the babies was CRB checked and she was a nurse. She was in there killing babies. My child ain't going to no one that I don't know.
And fair enough. And like I said, from our background, I know that I don't know anybody that's actually used that. However, people do it, and it is actually a thing that's actually
obviously.
It can come out. Huh?
I'm just thinking.
And I only said that partly because Tongo said, what if you've got no friend network? You know what I mean? Like, if you ain't got no friend network, then you need to find a way. You as a parent, you always have to find a way. If I ended up being a single parent in the sense of his mum was never is not alive or whatever, passed away, all right, it would be a case of, oh, look, you know what? Then I have to find other alternatives to do whatever I've got to do. I've got to make sure that I can do it, whether it be through my family, and if my family wasn't around, then it would be a case of, well, friends, if friends weren't around, then it would be an agency because that's what I've got around me. So you saying to yourself,
you Rain wouldn't do it because you've got the network. But if you had no network, that's the network you would use. Tongo, finish now.
No, I was checking, but I haven't been on the live, so I don't know if there's been any comments.
It hasn't been.
Russ. You know what Tongo's just nothing.
Well, it hasn't been.
Fair enough. But I did like the question that you posed, but no one else is doing that. They want to answer.
I answered it. I answered. You haven't answered.
Answered what?
Your own question.
My question, would I use an agency? No. But I'm not closed-minded to it because I've put my child in childcare when I've gone to work. And that was with a nanny. So what's the difference it being during the day or during the night? I don't really see one.
So the nanny was at your place looking after your child?
I brought my child to the nanny as a very young child. And myself and my ex, we went to work.
Right, okay.
No, sorry. As you said it, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh yeah, I had a nanny before. I mean, I got a couple of bad stories about it, but I had a nanny before.
As in, you was the child with a nanny, or
Or you was a nanny?
I was a child.
okay,
Did you say you was the nanny?
Yeah,
the money.
I had a nanny, brother.
baddie. It was a baddie.
But no, I just remembered when you said it. I was like, yeah, you're right. When my mum had to go to work, someone had to look after me. That was it.
So, but it's not my go-to. Do you know what I mean? If there was a easier options, I would have exercised those first.
You said the choices that you make.
The choices that you make, would you choose? I mean, I'm more posing it for those that, okay, reverse it. Would you get the snip?
No.
Would you get a snip? Would you get a snip?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Bruh, there's a slip.
Maybe, I don't know, and no.
Right now, okay, no, my answer is no, I wouldn't.
You
You know
wouldn't.
when your missus is listening to this,
She's probably happy.
Why? Why wouldn't you?
I don't know, I just think, like,
Don't you think you'd be old dads now?
no, he's Robert De Niro. I think it was actually Al Pacino. I think both of them,
I
actually.
think Al Pacino is the one that comes to mind.
Yeah, they're just both macking at their age.
Sorry to cut you up, but you asked a question, you haven't answered it. Would you get a slip?
Do you know what? I've considered it a few times. And I know it sounds crazy, and this is based on the science that just lives in my head. When you see a cat or a dog having the best time of its life as a young kitten, you know, having all the fun. And then you're like, oh, the cat's too wild, you know? Cut the balls off. And then the cat stops producing as much testosterone as before. And you just see the cat just looking vexed,
Life is shit.
just looking at you, not meowing, just meow. You know, it just can't be bothered no more because the zest has been removed. There's something in the back of my mind which it just made
Is that,
live
does that
in my
happen
head.
with men? Does that happen? So when
If you,
They will say no, but I'm not.
I'm just thinking-
citrus on this one.
you know, the testosterone.
yeah, but the testosterone still
Production.
produces. You're just not producing. No, you're still producing sperm. It just stops it from.
Testosterone.
Well,
I'm not on it, bro. Whatever way you want to put it, I'm on it.
Oh, do you get it? Do you get it? You start tampering with the system,
Yeah, I've never thought of it. Like, well,
and then all of a sudden, I don't want to. I don't want to raise someone up the escalators for no reason. These are the kind of things that go through my head when I'm at a train station, and there's two escalators going up, and both of us step on the escalators
At the
and
same
I
time.
lock eyes with them. I'm racing to the top, bro.
yeah, it's not even racing. I'm just getting there first. You might not be racing, but it's,
I am.
Yeah,
I am.
And I'm
Even
gonna
get to the top and just dip. And be like, told you. You know what I mean? So happy with myself. There's little things, that little competitive edge.
You think that goes if you have to snip?
I don't know. There's no science. I said the science lives in my
Is
head.
in your head.
Yeah.
No,
But
but
the cat theory is one I said.
It's based on nothing
Nothing, but
apart from citrus observations of life, which is going to be the title of my book.
So now you was a
no, I'm not cutting
You
nothing.
know what's mad?
But
The anagram for that is cool.
Anagram. What is it?
observation of life. Look at Tongo. Be cool.
Right, so
Don't you get it?
Yeah.
citrus observations of life is cool.
Okay, I didn't know.
Wow.
Tongo's autistic.
No. You're an idiot.
or we're just dyslexic. One of the two.
Tongo lives 15 years in the future.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I think like I'm in my head.
Have I swayed you a little bit?
No, well, no. Look, so listen. So the science that you've got in your head, I've also got sciences in my head for different things. I just think that everything you've got in your body and as it is should be there for that reason. For example, your appendix has to be there. I don't know what it does.
I don't have an appendix.
It's a mad thing. It needs to be there. Your tonsils, it needs to be. I don't know what it does, but if you take those things out, like what it's going to get into a different debate.
What do male nipples do?
God created us, right?
Sorry, went too far.
God created us, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So we agree that. So God is infallible in his design of whatever.
Yes.
So what we're saying
Makes no mistakes.
makes no mistakes.
Right.
Right. So he's created us with an appendix and tonsils and a system which pushes out sperm. We want to then say, right, no, I'm going to take this out, which means that you made a mistake, God. You go up to the gates. I don't. Is it Saint? Is who?
Peter.
Saint Peter. Saint Peter looks after the gates and he says, "Hold on, you took this out. You took that out. Why? I didn't need it, but God gave you it, and He's infallible. You're saying that He's not infallible, right? Down you go. There's no logic. There's no logic to what I'm saying, but that's how I think.
But also, God also gave man the power of their own decision or whatever it is, right?
Did He?
Yeah, the power
Autonomy,
about.
yeah.
Huh?
Autonomy.
Yeah, he gave them that they can make their own decisions.
You can make
No, but
choices.
That's what.
who did God tell that?
I don't know, but that's what the argument is.
But who did God tell that? Is what I'm asking.
I don't know who told
Right,
it.
exactly. So no one's heard this from God. No one's seen the face of God. To know the face of God is to know madness.
I'm sure there's something in the Bible,
In the Bible.
that says about God gave man his own decision or
One
his
that was
own
written by
mind or
King
something.
James.
Who cares? Like, it's irrelevant.
No, it's not.
It is. I said apparently.
But even your terminology is also made up from the Bible, so you can't say that.
No, but I said this is the science in my head. But he's quoting.
I'm
the
not
Bible.
quoting anything. I
He
said
just said the
apparently.
Bible. Oh.
I said apparently.
Oh, okay, go on. Okay,
Yeah?
cool.
I mean, I get. To be fair,
No,
I get
cool,
Rain's
fine.
point. At the end of the day, it does make sense that you shouldn't be taking anything from your body and changing it.
So does that
because
mean
God-
that really and truly then, in the argument, if a woman then becomes pregnant, she shouldn't have a termination?
And Rain Trump.
So if she gets pregnant and doesn't want the baby,
God
because
didn't put it there though.
Whichever.
but that would be my argument. Again, God didn't put it there. Her actions put it there. Her free will.
So yeah, I think that argument's a bit flawed. To be fair, on Rain's side,
It's a
man.
tiny bit.
It's not flawed.
It is. It's a tiny bit.
It's not flawed.
It
It's
is.
actually a very good argument.
No, it's not. It's tiny
It
bit
is.
flawed. It's a
It is
tiny
tiny
bit
bit
flawed.
Because a
flawed.
woman can't have babies.
Yeah, but she indulged in the
every
act.
The act, yeah.
If we're going down the, we haven't got time for that on this podcast now. But if we're going down the route of she was forced and whatnot, then that's a different
Amen.
debate, I think.
But coming back to it, just from my sanity, to say that I'm going to snip it off, and then all of a sudden I can't taste honey anymore.
What's wrong with him? But where your
No,
mind
but
goes?
this is so. I have these. Like, I don't know. I think these things, man. Like,
Yeah.
I think these things. Like,
All of a sudden,
it sounds crazy what you
Orange
said.
looks green.
Yeah.
You don't know, innit?
Hot is
You don't
cold.
know. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
but
you don't know.
But again, it makes no logical sense.
need to make logical
but
sense.
it's the science of. We've all got this. We should do a podcast on it. The science of us and what
Yeah.
we think, and that will be one of them.
Yeah,
I'd
definitely.
be interested in that.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be an interesting one.
I mean, we're gonna round up this one now because we're going past the times.
We started late though, still.
Right, you know, you trying to say that so we can stay here longer. Yeah?
Jay's not here.
Yeah.
Producer 2's not alright. He's alright.
But look, I'll let you round up the truths, trust issues. I'll start with Tongo. What your roundup would be for today?
I don't know. It's been a weird podcast in regards to. It's not been like definitive or like decisive along the way. It's been very broad and interesting points. I'd say in regards to trust your instincts, and never trust a fart.
Never trust a fart.
It might fall off free, bruv.
Jeez. This guy.
The years I've known this guy, that chuckle I never heard before.
No.
Yeah. Rain Man. Follow that up.
Trust issues. You know what? We've all got them, and I don't think there's anything wrong with having trust issues in people, in situations. If you didn't have trust issues, you're the person that will walk out on the road and believe that the man is always going to stop. The man
On
doesn't.
the zebra crossing.
Wherever.
Or on a crossing the road.
There's people that are out there. I drive a lot, and there's people that just walk out there believing that they're going
Bare
to stop.
face. Oh my God.
The people,
That
the amount
meant
of
this
people.
morning.
If you don't stop, what happens?
Huh?
If you don't stop and you run them over, what happens?
No, I would never run somebody over.
I'm saying if you did. I'm
But-
saying
but I wouldn't.
what's the
I'm
law?
I'm a good driver, but I would clip them with the wing mirror.
But what's
and
the law? Is what I'm trying to ask.
what is the
Yeah.
law? If they're just walking to
Run
the road.
someone over.
If you run someone over on a zebra crossing,
a-
so they walked out,
You
but
Then
just
just
you're
mute-
at fault, bro.
Yeah.
who's at fault?
You are.
The driver.
The driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
this
we-
is why they do it.
No, but we're not talking about zebra crossing. We moved from zebra crossing. I just said in the middle of the road.
Oh, and middle road is different. Go on.
But yeah, my roundup's messed up, man.
Wheel out.
I know.
Just wheel out. Sure round up for this
I
evening.
can't even remember what I was saying now. I had a thought process and everything. I had to rain science with it, and it's gone. Next, man. Next.
Guys, it's just because Ray's messed up that.
Yeah, so with my one, there's a couple things. Firstly, the trust in the workplace and pay. I just think what it comes down to is make sure that you keep your tight. You just need to keep it all tight.
Yeah.
And as long as you stay on top of it as best as you can and minimize risk, even if things do go wrong, you should be able to put measures in place to make sure that it doesn't affect you completely. I haven't done those measures, so it's affecting me completely. However, this is part of the learning. Second trust issue with friends. I think it's Sirelli's point. You know, trust people to be who they're going to be. And they can't let you down because they are who they are. And finally, yeah, get in the chop. I don't know. More research.
More research. Okay. My roundup, I would say trust issues. Very similar to what you said, which I do really appreciate your points that you made. The workplace one does touch me a little bit. And I've got to learn to be able to, I don't know, when you have an incident that happens to you, you always change the way you think afterwards and say to yourself, you know what, I wouldn't let that happen to me again. Do you know what I mean? So when anything happens to you, it's like a learning curve. Hopefully all these learnings that we go through are never so harsh that we can't recover from them and you get over them. And that's where I suppose you build up your trust issues and whether you trust this person, you trust that person. We had a conversation after that about friendships and said about, would I trust my friend with my girl or my partner? And yeah, do I trust my friends? Yeah, of course I do, because I trust my partner and I trust my friends. However, the other side of it is I take precautions. And I say to myself to take precautions because I've learned from other people's experiences and even experiences of my own. All right, to tell and say to myself, it's not always that you can be able to open up and say, you know what, I'm just going to give you the keys to my house because I trust you. I used to sit there with a saying, funny enough, that people in this room, for example, are my brethrens enough for me to turn and say, if my girlfriend was naked and upstairs in the bedroom, would I go outside and go on the street and leave you lot in the house? And I'd say, yeah, why not? And I used to have that clear thing in my head. I'm not saying I've left my girlfriend naked and someone's gone up there and done anything, but it's more a case of after certain things I've learned to myself, being open and trusting like that. You don't know everybody's trail of thoughts and what they might be thinking. So I as mad as it sounds, I trust me. All right. So I would say to myself, you know what? I'll trust what I know I can control and I'll control what I can trust. Do you know what I mean? So I say to myself, you know what? I will just continue to live my life and just try and put, I suppose, to say to myself, you know what? I'm in control of that situation. This has been the eMpTy podcast. Myself, Buddy, in the building. The rest of the crew here. Don't know if the camera's there focusing on them. And if the glass ain't half empty or half full.
Oh,
Wow. No. Do that again.
No, it doesn't even make sense. Just lock it off there. Like, man's been doing this thing for how many years?
It's empty.
I always do that.
No,
always
I'm
do
not
it.
saying it. I'm not saying it. Man just messed up the team.
It's full.
It's like man said.
It's full.
Then Bruce, what's his name? It's nice to see you. Whatever.
It's nice to
and
see
man
you,
messes it up.
nice.
Oh man.
I know that one.
Who's that one?
I couldn't find that woman.
I know that's what you was looking for.
I
to be
was looking
fair.
for it. I was trying to. It took us. I was just saying, can you find it? I'm trying to find it next time. But it's a decent book. But I think we're off air anyway.
I don't even know if we are. Oh, we are.